Recently, I gave you a video of my attending the Kingdom Ministry School at Gilead in South Lansing, New York in 1966. Among other things, one thing that was really made clear to us from our instructors there at the school was the importance of taking very good care of our kingdom halls and the need that they reflect Jehovah's name well. They also said something that struck me kind of hard, and that was that our kingdom halls be presentable. Oh, not fancy, but reflective of Solomon's temple as far as representing our loving God Jehovah in His name. I thought of our dear Kingdom Hall in Baldwin Park. It had served us well through the years. But yes, it is hard to hear the speakers when we have to run our water cooler in the heat of the summer, the old swamp cooler with the chipmunks chasing their tails type. You know that. Terrible. Our hall was old, and one thing I took back to our fellow servants from the school was the need to look for a lot where we could build our own kingdom hall. Also, our instructor reminded us that it has been proven to be a great motivator for the brothers, not to mention growth in the congregation, a great togetherness, a oneness in the congregation. We had 3 congregations meeting at that Kingdom Hall, so we were all trying to make time to get together and do a search in the area. We put it in Jehovah's hands. And for some reason, we, the 3 brothers in each congregation that made up of the service committee, for some reason, we all decided to take a normal morning of field service on a Sunday, and we spread out throughout our territory. Well, it wasn't very long, less than an hour, that we found a lot for sale. Right up our alley, just shy of an acre, so big enough for our needs. Next, we called the realtor, and he answered immediately. Interesting that he said, "Boy, you are lucky you caught me here today. I don't usually work on Sunday. I was getting caught up on some paperwork. Come on over." So we jumped at the chance. Over we went. We discussed price. He started at $17,000, we at $13,000, and eventually settled right in the middle on $15,000 with the owner's approval over the phone. We stated that on Monday I would go over to the Baldwin Park City Hall to make sure the city would approve the building of a church in a residential area. And they said that they preferred them in residential areas more than the other areas, the business areas, but we would need to get a conditional use permit for the neighbors to approve it. However, when we went to the zoning department, we found another hurdle. What was that hurdle? There was a planned street in the works at the back of the property. Look at the X at the south end of the lot on this Google Earth screenshot, and the dotted lines indicating the street. And then we would lose 30 feet of the property. We would have to deposit a cash bond in the bank at $1 a square foot, thus $3,000. Ouch! Another hitch. So we went back to the realtor, relayed the information to them, and stated we could not pay that bond. But if they would split it with us, $1,500 off the price of the lot, we would be able to do it. Thus, the cost of the lot would be $13,500. He said, no, they have liens on the property that need to be cleared in escrow of $15,000, so he said they would not do that. So no deal. We said, oh, go ahead and call him. He insisted that they would say no. We said, give it a try. We said that several times. Go ahead and call, we said. Well, he called. Long pause. He got back to us and he said, I don't believe it. They said yes. Yes, yes, our work was cut out for us. Yay, we get to go on. We get to do our building. You know, we had much joy in building a home for Jehovah's name in the Baldwin Park area. It was a project that would entail most of 1968. The building alone, not to mention the preparation, would take 9 months. Yes, just like having a baby, as I said at the time. Before we get into the prep work, I wanted to remind you of understanding Jehovah's hand in this project, any project for his organization of people worldwide. 2 scriptures come to mind. 1 Kings 8, verse 20, where Solomon fulfilled a promise from Jehovah that he had made to his father David, that he would build the house for the name of Jehovah, a promise. And then in Joshua 23:14, Joshua recalled Jehovah's promises, where he said not one word of the good promises made by Jehovah has failed. They have all come to pass. They have all come true for you. In view of that, this statement is true. If Jehovah wants it done, it will happen. In my 80-plus years in Jehovah's organization, there have been so many times where I have seen Jehovah's actions, where things happen that are more than just a coincidence, as we call it, or as the definition states, a coincidence, a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances without apparent causal connection. At first, I felt some things that happened were coincidental, but as time passed on, I came to realize that someone was helping to get it done. Part the water, so to speak. And without a doubt, Jehovah steps in through his angels. And I can see it even more as I get older and realize that Jehovah's maneuvering matters for the sake of his people as a group and at times for individuals, but primarily for his purpose. So it's not something where we did this or we did that, but Jehovah fulfills his promises. Let's take a look at several things that occurred when Jehovah was saying to us, "What took you so long?" Number 1, Jehovah. I needed a reminder of taking care of Jehovah's temple, where his people meet. So he made it clear to me at our Kingdom Ministry School at Gilead, through his instructors, the importance of that. Number 2, upon my return to my brothers, would I fully express to them the importance of our Kingdom Hall, and by the way, not only to the congregation publishers, but I found it difficult to get my fellow servants to see that need. So it took that long. Keep in mind, I went to the KM school in the fall of 1966, so it took me a year to convince them too of that need. So like the branch continues to go full steam ahead with building and expanding, we too continue full steam until Jehovah says, that's it. Number 3, where Jehovah steps in. On our Kingdom Hall project, the first thing that indicates Jehovah's what took you so long aspect was the need to make a decision to look for the property lot. Notice I said we put it in Jehovah's hands. And I said, for some reason, we picked a day. Isn't that interesting? For some reason. Sunday morning service time for all 3 service committees to search the territory. We made that decision for some reason to do it. Surely Jehovah's hand stepped in. Number 4, within less than 1 hour, we found a lot just our size. Jehovah's help? Indeed. Number 5, the realtor was in his office on a Sunday. What took you so long? Well, he was there. And he said, wow, it's amazing that you guys found me here. I was just doing some paperwork. Number 6, and whenever we found that lot very, very quickly, we thought about how Jehovah is certainly helping. But a realtor being in the office on a Sunday, what took you so long? 1 hour, we found a lot just our size. Jehovah's help. Yes, it was. Number 6, negotiating on the price went well, eventually reaching a price of $15,000. We expected to have to pay more than $20,000 for 1 acre, and now selling, believe it or not, in Baldwin Park for a minimum of $1 million an acre. So a good buy. What took you so long? There's the question. Number 7, one hurdle that came in, the 30 feet in the back of the property, remember, that needed to be preserved due to a future street planned, renegotiated the offer if they would split the cost of the $3,000 bond for future of the street, reducing the price of the lot to $13,500. When we offered that amount, the realtor said they would not go down. The owners would not approve that, since they had liens against the property of up to $15,000. So we said, oh, go ahead and call him. He said he knew he wouldn't agree. We said again, go ahead and give him a call. What can it hurt? Well, you know what happened. They approved it. We knew then Jehovah was our purchasing agent. Number 7, indicating spiritual completeness. 7 total. Spiritual completion. Statements of what took you so long, excuses. 7 of them. But I have one more. I just recalled another one. Hadn't even thought of it until now. And number 8. Day 1 to start the construction. What we had to do was there was an older home on the property. We needed to demolish it, tear it down, and somehow we all thought that the gas had been turned off. We were using a tractor to start the demolition. What did we do? We severed a gas pipe. And then there's the hissing into the air. We had a real problem. Anything would ignite that gas. Here it was Sunday. How difficult it would be to get the gas company out. We called them, but they got there in less than 15 minutes. How's that possible? Well, it just so happened they were down the street working on another job. They were able to get down there and get that turned off. Interesting, isn't it? So that's number 8 in regards to how Jehovah's hand stepped in. 8 proofs, but not the last. What's next? Good news, less talk and more video archives. Stay tuned.